Hey guys, it's Kyra and welcome back to my channel. Now if you are wondering why my hair is so slicked back and I kind of look bald right now, it's because we have a dress rehearsal for a big ballet production that I'm doing with Cape Junior Ballet at Artscape in Cape Town tomorrow evening. Now today is a dress rehearsal, so I have to do like full makeup, hair, costumes, all that kind of stuff. The reason why I haven't done a video in a while is because I have been so busy with this production that we are doing. It is called Movement in 3. Here's what the poster looks like. And we've just had so many rehearsals that I have just had, like, weekends don't exist anymore. It's just rehearsals, 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 rehearsals. So I thought, well, I'm going to be doing stage makeup, like some really full-on heavy makeup for today's dress rehearsal, so why not just do it for a video, because I've been wanting to do that for a while now. I myself really like watching other people doing stage makeup, so if you're a dancer or if you just really like wearing very heavy makeup, then this is the video for you. So I'm just going to stop chattering now and let's get started. So I have all of my makeup goodies in this makeup bag right here, and let's dive into the magic. So because I'm going to be dancing in this makeup and most likely sweating for most of the time, I have to prepare in advance for my makeup to stay on as long as possible and look as good as possible for the whole show. So what I like to use is the Maybelline Superstay Makeup Extending Primer, and I really like this because it's not silicone based and it doesn't block up my pores. So I'm going to take a good amount like that, rub my fingers together and just use it to prime my face. I have already washed my face, moisturized, you know, put on chapstick and eye cream and all sorts of things, so don't worry, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, this is just gonna sink right into my skin and ensure that my makeup stays on all night long. I'm gonna tap it in so it absorbs faster. My skin, believe it or not, has actually been doing quite nicely, although this cheek is like my worst cheek at the moment. I've had a bit of a breakout over here and over here in the past week or so because I've been on my period, which is just brilliant. But this cheek is looking a lot better and my forehead is almost completely clear except for this little thing that popped up overnight. But yeah, as far as how my acne is going, it's actually clearing up quite nicely, and I've been on some antibiotics and like I have some treatments and things that I've been using that a doctor has given me, and I feel like it's really made a difference in my skin. And yeah, I'm just trusting that the doctor knows what he's doing and he's gonna help me get my skin to be how it used to be. Now for foundation, I'm going to be using two foundations. The first one is going to be the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24 Matte Foundation in the shade 11 Vanilla. And I'm also going to be mixing that with a little bit of the LA Girl White Illuminating Foundation just to lighten it a little bit, because you can see this one's quite dark. I'm not going to put too much of the white in though, because with stage makeup you really need your face to not look washed out because of the harsh lighting and stuff. So, but even with this on its own, it's still just that little bit too dark even for stage makeup, so I'm going to add a little bit of this. So I'm just going to squeeze about that much onto my hand. I'm going to use quite a bit because you want like full coverage for stage makeup. And then about, this is dirty, I'm sorry. I can do like little droplets with this, so I'm going to go for about 7 or 8 little droplets. Not a full pump, but like enough. And I'm just going to take this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, mix it together somewhat, and then paint it onto my face. This L'Oreal foundation has super good coverage, and because it's matte, it's really gonna last a nice long time on my oily skin, which I'm very, very happy about. You'll make sure to really blend it down my neck, because you don't want your neck to look super pale and then your face to look like it's spent a week in the Bahamas, because that's not a good look at all. I'm not sure if this foundation looks like really pale on camera or really dark on me on camera, but in real life it's like the same as my skin tone but like slightly warmer, which is what you want for stage makeup, so I'm happy with it. If you guys want me to do a tutorial on, or like a video about how I do my hair for performance and like ballet shows and whatever, then just leave a comment down below and I'll get to it. I know I have said that I'm going to be doing a like nighttime skincare routine sort of regime soon. I really honestly have not had time to get around to it. I've just been so busy, but I will eventually get around to it, and I will do it because I feel like I've really found a skincare routine that works for me. And yeah, so I'm just going to take a little bit more of the foundation, a few drops of the white, and I'm going to just apply this with a beauty blender now because I find the brush leaves a few streaks and I don't like that, so I'm just going to kind of mix it together on my hand and then just go over everything to make it look really flawless, and also just build up the coverage just a little bit more. By the way guys, I don't want you to like see this video as like a tutorial because I'm not a professional at stage makeup. This is just what I have learned from like seniors in my ballet studio and what teachers have told me and what I've discovered and found out online and stuff like that. So please don't see this as like a you must do this in order to have stage makeup. This is just me showing you guys what I do. You can take as much or as little as you want from this video. I don't mind. This is just a receipt for what I do. Right, so now that my foundation is completely done, I'm now going to go in with two different concealers. I'm going to be using both the Essence Camouflage the Essence Camouflage Full Coverage Concealer in the shade 05 Ivory, and the Liquid Camouflage, also Camouflage, High Coverage Concealer from Catrice Cosmetics in the shade 005 Light Natural. And I'm going to be putting this basically anywhere where I feel like over time my makeup might wear off a little bit, so like where I have pigmentation and like under my eyes, and just use it to overall sort of like build up the coverage a bit more and highlight points on my face. And the reason why I'm using both is because the Catrice one, although it has like amazing coverage, it is a little bit too yellow toned, as you can see. So I like to mix it with the Essence one, which is a bit more neutral tone, so it kind of like doesn't go overkill on the whole yellow vibe. So that's the Catrice, and I'm going to go in with the Essence. I know this is a ton of makeup, but hey, it's stage. Nothing about stage makeup is light and glowy and pretty. It's all heavy, full, matte, long wearing, cakey. You can go wild with it, it's quite fun sometimes. Right, now that I'm looking like a crazy person, even more of a crazy person, if that was even possible, I'm now going to blend it in with my trusty beauty sponge. Right, all of my liquid makeup is now blended in, and all I need to do now is set it, and I'm going to be using another product from Catrice. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Nude Illusion Loose Transparent Matte Setting Powder in the shade, it doesn't say a shade yet, but it's like a white translucent setting powder. basically. And I'm just gonna get some in the lid like that. And for setting under my eyes, I'm going to be using the Real Technique setting brush thingy, and then just set underneath my eyes so it won't crease. I'm not baking, I'm just setting. I'm also gonna put this on my eyelids because I put concealer and foundation there too, so this is gonna act as a nice flawless base for the eyeshadow that we're going to be putting on it in a minute. Now I'm going to be taking this big powder brush by Real Techniques and using more of that setting powder and setting the rest of my face. Okay, I'm looking extremely flat and pale right now, but that's okay. I'm going to be adding some contour, blush, highlight in a second. But for now, let's get started on my brows. So for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Essence Make Me Brow Duo Eyebrow Powder in the shade 02 Mix It Brunette. And I find that this works so much better than any other brow products that I've ever used. I haven't used a ton of brow products, but I find it quite amazing that the cheapest one that I've been able to find is actually the one that works for me. So if you have like brown or auburn hair, definitely try this out because it's really good. Now I'm going to be taking an angled eyeshadow brush and dipping it into this brown shade here, and I'm just going to be filling in my eyebrows. And I'm definitely not gonna use a light hand with this. I'm going to really make them quite dark and defined so that it can give my face some nice definition on stage. Then I'm just gonna brush through them one more time to make sure that it's all even and blended together. So now we're gonna move on to the eyes, which is one of the most fun parts for me because you get to really go crazy and do like dark colors and whatever. And I'm going to be using my very, very much beloved Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. And I'm going to be starting off by just, which one of my brushes is clean? I'm actually just going to use my setting brush again and put it into the color Strange, which is this, how am I going to show you? This color right here. And I'm just going to really pick up quite a bit of product with that, and I'm going to go all over my eye with that to give it a nice light base so that the other colors will really pop on top of it. When you're doing stage makeup, the whole idea is to make your eye look bigger so that people who are further away, you know, watching in the audience can actually see that you have eyes and you have facial features and stuff. So you want to make your eyes really pop as much as possible. So we're not going to be doing any smoky eyes with like really intense black eyeliner in the waterline, stuff like that, because that just closes off the eye and then your facial features disappear. So yeah, that looks good to me. Now I'm going to be taking this base shadow brush by Real Techniques and going into the shade, I think I'm going to go into Nooner, which is this nice sort of, can you see that? I don't know, this sort of warmish brown, and I'm going to be picking that up on my brush and going into my crease. So it's going to lay down the product and make it nice and defined. I'm going to kind of make it into a cat eye-ish sort of shape, like not bring it down but like bring it out in a way. Do the same on the other eye. So I'm not going too low into my crease area. I'm going to be more on the higher side of the crease so that it can really open up the eye as much as possible. This eye always looks so much more different to the other, and not in a good way. So I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more time on it. Right, now that I've laid down the product, I know this eye is looking a little bit weird, but we're gonna fix it just now with blending. I'm gonna take this blending brush from Carla, and I'm going to be putting it into the shade Limit over here, which is a bit lighter, and use this to blend out the edges of the darker shadow. This side's looking a little bit crazy, so I'm going to try and clean it up with more of that white shade and my setting brush, and kind of try and sweep some of that darker shadow away. Make it look like a bit more of a cleaner line. That seemed to work a little bit. I'm just going to go back in with this brush and a little bit more of that darker brown shade and define my crease just a little bit more. Now I'm going to take this smaller, fluffier shadow brush, put it into that white colour called Strange again, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to do the same and put it in my inner corners. Really open up the eye. Make me look more awake and open-eyed. And then I'm just going to put more of that white onto my eyelid. Now I'm going to be opening up the eyes even more by adding some white eyeliner by NYX. It is a white eyeliner pencil that you can just use like that. And I'm going to be putting this in my bottom waterline, so like right in there. It's going to really open up the eyes and make them pop. Ooh, this requires concentration. If your eyes are quite sensitive like mine, you might need to practice this a couple of times. Wow, that really works. I think I'm going to put a little bit more closer to my inner corner. There we go, that looks a bit better. Now I'm going to take that same angled eyeshadow brush that I used for my eyebrows just now, and then we're going to be putting it into Nuno again, and I'm going to be lining underneath the water line, like underneath the white, you know, to sort of like define the bottom lash line. Now I'm going to be lining my top lash line and doing a little bit of a wing with my Rimmel Glam Eyes Professional Liquid Liner in the shade Black. Why am I waving it around so much? I am going to be adding fake eyelashes, so I'm not going to go too crazy on the top lash line. I'm more focusing on the sort of outer corner and the wing. So that was quite difficult to do while facing the camera, but I just finished it off in my other mirror like this, so give me a second while I do the other side. I'm not sure if these wings are even or not, but they look pretty good to me. Before I put on fake eyelashes, I'm going to be warming up my complexion and adding some contour, blush, highlight and stuff, so I'm going to quickly zoom you guys out for that. Right, so for contour slash bronzer, I'm going to be using this Catrice, I forgot what it's called, I think it's called Prime and Fine Contour Powder. I lost the lid and this is what I'm left with, so I'm going to be taking this and like this contour brush from Carla, and I'm going to be contouring the heck out of my cheekbones and jawline. also going to be taking this big fluffier powder sort of brush, also from Carla, and putting it into this again and then sort of blending it out and adding some definition to my forehead as well. Now I'm going to be taking another Catrice product that I accidentally broke. It is the Catrice blush in 020 Coral Me Maybe, and I'm going to be applying this to the apples on my cheeks and along my cheekbones with this Real Techniques blusher brush. So getting a generous amount in there and adding some colour to my cheekbones. Now that I've put some life back into my cheeks with some blush, I'm now going to be adding a little bit of highlighter, and this one isn't broken, but it's also by Catrice. It's called the Catrice High Glow Mineral Highlighting Powder in the shade Light Infusion. Look how pretty it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to be using my, where did it go? My setting brush again by Real Techniques, putting it in there and applying it to my cheekbones to give them that little pop. I'm going to put it on over here as well. This is going to really reflect the stage lights so nicely, give you a beautiful glow without looking sweaty. It's like glowing in all the right places. I'm also going to add this to my brow bone and my inner corners. And a little bit on my cupid's bow. There we go. Now that all of my face stuff is done, I'm going to be putting on my fake eyelashes by Luna Milano. They're nice and big and doll-like, but I'm going to be doing this off camera because I cannot for the life of me do it on camera. So I'll be back in a sec. So now that I have my fake eyelashes on, these are like super nice. These are the first time I'm using them, so I'm really impressed with them. I'm now going to put on some mascara to blend my natural eyelashes into the falsies, and I'm going to be using my Maybelline Lash Sensational Lash Multiplying Mascara. I'm going to be applying this to my eyelashes. I'm going to blend my natural eyelashes into the falsies nicely so that it all looks nice and thick and voluminous. There we go. It looks a bit more normal now. So those are my eyes done. Hopefully this eyelash will stay on and not give me too much trouble, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm going to do my lips in a second. I usually like to do it just as we get to the theatre and like are about to perform, because I might be eating and drinking beforehand and I don't want to go all over the place, but for the sake of the video I am going to do it now. So let me quickly go fetch my red lipstick. I just realized that the last segment was a little bit out of focus, so I apologize for that, but here you go. Now you can see my eyes in full clarity. So the lip combo that I'm going to be using is the NYX lip liner in the shade Sienna. It's got a nice dark red lip liner, and then the lipstick I'm going to be using is the Essence Long Lasting Lipstick in the shade 02 All You Need Is Red. So let me quickly line my lips. I already applied some lip balm a little bit earlier, so it's all soaked into my lips now, and my lips should be just fine now. Decided to just fill in my lips with the lip liner as well, because it will just allow for a nice deeper, more opaque color, as well as make the lips last that little bit longer. Now I'm just adding my Essence lipstick. I haven't done a red lip in a really long time, so this is quite fun. So that concludes my entire stage / performance ballet makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really like how it turned out, and I'm about to head off to my dress rehearsal now, so I'm gonna have to quickly wrap up this video. Remember, if you wanted to see a tutorial on how I did my ballet bun, then just leave a comment down below and I will do that for you guys. Thank you so much for being patient with my lack of uploading videos. I hope you like this one. To me, stage makeup is like the ultimate thing for me. I love performing in ballet. I love just getting all dolled up and, you know, putting on a costume and slicking back my hair into a bun and putting on this bold red lip and these fake eyelashes and just going all out and performing and dancing my heart out. It's just the ultimate thing for me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you can see more videos from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!